Good morning. So today we'll discuss some of the entity responsible for influencing network security. So basically there are three entities: people, technology and application. They are responsible for influencing the network security threats. So how people impact on network security threats? As you know, people are the users are the backbone of an organization. So that organization have must have right skill to set the managerial critical issues or manage the critical issues of the organization, implement a security infrastructure so that attacker cannot attack the networks. So this can have to done by the people of that organizations. They have they have to manage the issues, critical issues. For example, the server and the computers all have to manage by the people of that organization. And they have to implement some of the security infrastructure so that no one can, no unauthorized person can access the networks. Then the second one is technology. Obviously, when you have to secure the networks, you must have to use one of the technology. So one of the technology we already learned yesterday, ACL, and before that ACL we learned firewall. These are nothing but some technology. So it is written here, technology plays a vital role in securing confidential information about the network. It provides a great support for the development of the organization. So next one is your application. To manage or control harmful attacks on the networks, another primary factor plays a key role in the is the application. Confidential data can be protected from various attacks by implementing a secure application. So to secure the networks, the administrator of the networks must have to implement some applications so that data will be confidential. So these three factors influence the network security threat: people, technology, and application. Okay. So how we measures this security threat? How to overcome this security threat? These are the point. First one is wireless threat can be handled with the use of proper wireless network security infrastructure. So if the organization have wireless technology, wireless networks, so they have to build some technology for wireless network. Then proper security policy and guidelines should be defined with the organization. Proper training of the employee on the security related issue. Obviously, all the employee is not aware of the network, so proper training guidelines have to provide for them. A common measure for to prevent any types of security threat is used. Then ensure proper guidelines and policy. Then regular security audits and compliance check must be carried out. That means they are talking about the maintenance. Regularly, the network have to maintain. Okay. So, which of the following are the basic entity responsible for influencing network security threat? People, technology, and application. Then one is not infrastructure is not the mandatory, but the rest of the three is mandatory things. Network security threats. What are the network security threats? It may be so these some of the network threat may be virus, malware, social engineering threats, man in the middle attack, phishing attack, and some other also. Okay, so we'll discuss as of now this five only, but there are some other threats, network threat also available. So what is virus? All of you aware about the virus, right? So virus is a software program that destroy information stored on the networks. It attacks to drive or hard drive to exploit the data. It can be replicate itself within multiple of thousands. That means it may be repeated or replicate itself many times so that the original program, original data can be corrupt. So these are the types of virus. Virus may be boot sector virus, macrovirus, malware, memory resident virus, override virus. These are some of the types of virus. What is malware attack? So malware is a software program designed by an attacker to gain access or spoil a computer without the owner's knowledge. So it's like a virus, okay, and this is designed by any attacker to gain the access or spoil a computer or program without the knowing of by the owner of the computers. Again, there are some types of malwares. Malwares may be spyware, keyloggers, virus, or worms. These are types of malwares. Then what is social engineering threats? Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
Social engineering threat is what? Is there again an attack that mainly depend on human interaction. So this type of attack is done by human. This attack involves people of exploiting confidential data with a bad intention in mind. The attacker have a bad intention to exploit or to get confidential data. So the attacker play a game called as con game. Con game is a technology techniques to exploit critical data using factors such as requirement to obtain entire information, requirement for succeeding to reach a particular position in the profession, and requirement to spoil the image of the particular person. So the factor may be the attacker may try to spoil the image of a particular person or the attacker may try to reach a particular position in any profession. In case of some job related, he may be spoil somebody and try to reach his position. Okay, this can be the factor of social engineering. Then man in the middle attack. So it's a common attacks. So the name from name itself you can understand what type of attack is. That means there will be someone who is sitting in between the sender and the receiver. Okay, so he will sit or he will capture the communication between two users. So it is written here in the middle attack is a type of cryptography attack in which attackers tries to modify the communication secretly between two entities over the networks. So for example, if you are sharing a PIN numbers from your mobile to your brother or sister mobile, so in between somebody may capture your PIN and he may use that PIN for some withdrawal or buying purpose like that. So the attacker is sitting in between the two entity, it's the sender and the receiver. Next, last one is phishing attack. Phishing attack, you already know this is related to transaction. So phishing is a type of attack where the confidential information is gained on the networks. The information can be anything related to user details such as it may be user and password, credit cards details, some social site password like that. So they will try to capture your confidential information like password, and later on they will use that password for some. So these are the some steps to overcome network security threats. How we can overcome this type of attack. So we can do? We can exploiting confidential information on the networks, promoting email spam on the networks, money extortion, crash server, block networks, spoiling the image of the person. These are the attacks. Okay, so how we can overcome from these type of attack? So is what we have to do. Use sophisticated secured infrastructure. That means when you are doing some transaction, should ensure that whatever mobile or laptops or networks you are using, that must have a secure infrastructure. That means that mobile must have to be secured, or the laptop should not have any attackers, or should not have any virus like that. Okay. Next is install and upgrade antivirus. Definitely we must have an antivirus. Antivirus is nothing but is always try to block the virus. And then aware of network attacks and threat employing among employees awareness. So your friend may not be know about some of the attack or some of the policy applied by the attacker. So we have to discuss this type of things with our colleagues or friends so that no attacker can attack them also. If you know some of the techniques, you should taught these things to you colleagues, or friends. And avoid using shortened URL. So sometime in your mobile or laptops or in your mail, the attacker may send some link, UR link. So you should not open that type of URL link. That link may have some dangerous things. You may store your password or confidential information. And avoid sharing of confidential data on public site. Like that we are sending a PIN number from your mobile to your sister mobile or brother mobile. You should not do this because there is somebody in between. He may capture your PIN numbers. Okay, next, enable security features on public profiles. Enable security features, that means we already implemented. We all have some public account, Gmail or Facebook or Twitter. All of our account have some password and username, and we will not enable these things. Next, browse the internet with security feature enable. Okay, so in the web browser we have some security mechanism. Always we have to enable those features. And last one, avoid clicking harmful links. That way already we have mentioned. Link, some harmful link may be sent by the attacker. Should not open that type of link. Okay, so these are the steps to avoid for network security threats. That one is true or false. Browse the internet with security feature disable on browser. Is false or true? What should we do? We should disable or enable? Anyone can tell me? Enable. That means it is true or false. The answer of the question one is true or false. Write in the chat box. Only one student active or what? All others are disable mode. Shortened URL are very easy to hack as it contains very few numbers of characters compared to the standard link. It's true or false? It is true. So that's all about today. So we discuss today what we discussed. First one we discussed influencing network security threats element, three element, people, technology, and application. Okay. Then we discussed some of the network security threat. Those may be virus, malware, social engineering threats, man in the middle attack, or phishing. And then we discuss types of virus, types of malware, then what are the steps to overcome from this attack. discuss these things today. Since no one is in active mood, I'll stop here. Only one student, I think, is listening me. Okay. We two for now only and answering. I rest. I don't know them what they are doing. So in the next class, we'll learn about vulnerability. So vulnerability, what do you mean by vulnerability? Is nothing but the weakness of the networks. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, attendance.